for being here. I know the first question you haven't heard before, but how come you got together? I know you never answered the question before, but I have to know.
I don't think I've ever heard that question asked. No.
Yeah, I know.
How did we meet?
Yeah. They're conflicting stories.
You have to set it,
They're
straight.
conflicting stories.
Make one
there
story
are many
and
of them.
stick to it.
No, we've told the story so many different times we've forgotten what the truth is.
Yeah, in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So let me ask. Okay.
Is it important?
It's important because people didn't think of you together making a record that made it was a big news.
Well, you know what? I've known him for a very, very long time. Yes, as far back as 2004, I had an incredibly long, extensive conversation with him. I went on his stage. We had developed some sort of relationship, but he just did not remember.
No. That's not true because I heard you saying that there was a kind of nodding relationship.
Well,
you
yes,
nodded
a
at
nodding,
each
but that's
other.
what I'm saying. He didn't remember that whole time.
No, he was nodding. I was doing this.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I actually have the same. I have the same kind of relationship with you because I went to your concerts probably 4 or 5 times, and I nodded at you every time, and you nodded back.
Yeah.
So we have the same kind of.
You got a nod back.
Yeah.
See, I never got a nod.
Oh,
back.
okay.
I got this.
Okay. But reggae was always with your music. The Police was. There was a lot of reggae.
Certainly
in
an influence on the Police, a great respect and love for reggae music. I mean, we weren't exclusively a reggae band, but it was part of our palette, part of the musical makeup, and of course it's the common ground I share with Shaggy, a love of Jamaican music, and he's an authentic Jamaican reggae dancehall icon.
Thank you very much. Those are kind words.
Yeah, and I'm not.
But you had very strong connection with Jamaica. You actually wrote a very important song in Jamaica. And this is your connection to James Bond, by the way, as well.
I spent a lot of time in Jamaica in the 80s.
Ian Fleming, yeah.
At Ian Fleming's house, and I was living there, and was inspired to write some songs that became very famous. For example, Every Breath You Take. So I always felt I had a debt to pay to the island. I love the people on the island. I love the music. I love the culture. And I hadn't been back for many years, so Shaggy invited me to go. Was it this year?
It was this year.
Earlier this year.
Earlier this year, yeah.
In January. And we did a concert for a hospital that he funds, called the Bustamante Children's Hospital. So it was a great opportunity for me to say thank you.
So is it true that you were supposed to do one song, and it just became a whole record?
Well, it started just from that one song. It actually was Don't Make Me Wait. And I invited Sting to sing the chorus on it, and he did a great job. We did a song, and it kind of sat around for a year until we revisited it again, when he said he was doing an album, and just kind of wanted me to just kind of hang out and catch a little vibe with him on it, because when we were doing the single itself, we had so much fun. It was such a rapport between him and I that he just thought with himself, say, hey, let Shaggy just come down in the studio and kind of vibe with us. And then it ended up from me moving from one song to 2 songs to 3 songs to 4, till after a while we had a body of work, which he just said was like, well, let's do this together then.
He just took over.
Yeah.
It just happened. Were you surprised by how many people like it? Were you surprised that it became...
Well, surprise was the main element of choosing this project. I always, before I start anything, I think, well, what's going to surprise people? What's going to surprise me? What's going to excite me with a sense of novelty, a sense of newness, And I think the last thing anyone expected me to do was a reggae album at this point. And so I thought that might be fun. And Shaggy and I had started this relationship, and I thought, why don't we bring Shaggy in, and just as a vibe, just as a kind of inspiration. And then he was on one song, and then another, and then I said, write a verse for this, and start sing this, and he was very accommodating. And we realized halfway through that actually it wasn't a Sting album, it was a Sting and Shaggy album. And I enjoyed sharing the workload, sharing the light, sharing the responsibility. He did too. You know, we're both in the same position. We're both band leaders. We both have to take all the weight of the responsibility on our own shoulders. And so having another person who equally shares the burden, it's a great relief. And so interviews are more fun, performing is more fun, recording is more fun, traveling is more fun.
There's also a trust factor that goes with that, you know, because there's things that in the project that I don't mind him just taking the whole reins of, because there's that trust. You know what I mean? Because it's that respect. He's just so good at that, you know, just let him, you know what I mean? Yeah, do your thing on that. Or, you know, there's things that is like, oh, and you do that, you know what I mean? Because there's that trust factor. And that comes with respect. That comes with the respect for each other's craft and each other's talent. And you know, I really love that. And as far as when you asked whether or not I was surprised that people liked it, I expected people to like it. I definitely think people would have liked it. After we were done with it, it was like, wow, I think people are going to love this. The surprise was basically the surprise of them saying, what? That's the.
I remember
the
the first time I heard about
Yeah.
your cooperation, and the first question was, what?
Yeah.
That was.
And then some says, why?
Yeah.
And then they watch us like,
I got it now. Yeah. So what's the difference in performing live between when you performed live separately and now you perform live together? What's the difference?
We don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I miss him. I miss his energy around me. I think
tough.
he misses me.
Yeah, it's tough. Very tough.
But we do have our own careers, so I think in the future we will try and do both. You know, we'll do some shows, tour, and then get back together for something, because we've just had so much fun.
Yeah, it is one of the most fun, if not the most fun tour I've had in my whole career. It has been that smooth and that lovely and that rewarding, creatively, and just on a friendship wise, and just being with I'm not just talking a friendship with him and me. I'm talking his crew and my crew, the way they gel, the way, or production people, or you know, I mean, it just works, man. I can't tell. I could not have scripted this better.
Were they surprised when you asked them to perform together, your crews? Were they surprised when they heard for the first time?
They do as they're told.
That's.
Once again, it's about trust. You know, they trust that you make decisions, or they might seem surprising decisions, but they trust that your instinct is correct. I always follow my instinct, and my band, my people, they follow me.
It's funny.
Same with him.
It's funny you should say that when you say follow your gut. My whole career has been a gut move. Some people might. I hate following trends. I love to go against the grain. I like to go with the gut. You know what I mean? And what works really great is things that people don't see coming at them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that is what I love. And and he's a risk taker. That's the thing I love about him. He's like, let's try this. It's a little unorthodox, but why not?
Do you think it was risky to play together with Shaggy? Did he take risks?
Everything is risky. I think the whole thing is a risk. But these are risks that it's worth taking. I think I enjoy it. You know, was it a risk for you? You wouldn't call it a risk?
I wasn't in any danger.
No, he wasn't in danger.
Well, a couple of times I was.
Yeah, but there was risk from people being critics and people talking all kind of crap and you're not this and it's not that and they're this and they're that. There's that kind of risk, but we've never really sat down and worried about that for my whole career.
Anything that's worth doing isn't devoid of risk. I mean, it has to be some sense that you're on a tightrope, and you can fall off, but there's a safety net. But it's a balancing act. You're navigating something that hasn't been done before. So.
The last question, I promise, is about the politics, because there are a couple of things on the record that are political. like Waiting for the Break of the Day. There's some politics in the lyrics. And I also saw you started playing Donald Trump on Late Late Show, which was truly...
It wasn't him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That was truly something. Do you think it's a good time for a musician, for an artist to be political?
I think it's essential, really, as grown men, as adults, as fathers, as citizens, as voters, taxpayers, people with the responsibilities of citizenship. We vote, and we have a political opinion. I'm 67 years old. I have a right to my opinions, and I will express them wherever I feel it's appropriate. We can't just sing about chicks and cars.
Can't we?
No.
Damn, are you telling me those days are over?
Those days are over, kid.
You know what it is? I think as an artist, I've been blessed with the opportunity of having a platform, of having a voice. And, when we were younger, it was all fun and games, like he says, cars and chicks. As you grow older, and like he says, you have children and responsibility, you start to take those things very seriously. You start to take just the way the world is going, and just your political views, everything becomes really, it's now in your backyard. It is now serious. And I have to use this platform that I've been blessed with in a positive way, to kind of be a voice for the voiceless. You know what I'm saying? And whether you agree with me or not, but at least I have somehow sparked some sort of a conversation. You know what I mean? To lead us in the right direction. You know what I mean? And so yes, I do think it's important as an artist with this platform that we have to do
I also feel that there's a vacuum really in political discourse. I can't think of any politician in the world at the moment is speaking any sense. Yeah. They basically talk shite. And
is that shit?
Shit.
Oh,
yeah, they
okay.
talk shit.
So shite is
and they're
what?
Stupid.
Shite?
So I have little or no respect for our current crop of world leaders, and so I think it's up to citizens to speak out.
Speak it out.
The political class are broken.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
I mean, take it back. All right, cool.
Wiesz co?